there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. Oh man, I had some good dinner. Oh wait, is the game not working? Oh wait, there. That now works. I got worried for a second. I'm like, wait a second. Why did I not see the thing playing? Well, no, it's playing now. And oh, there's that one thing over here, so let me just boop. Get rid of that thing. Ta-da! Now it's all good. Nom nom nom. More finals. Oh, good luck with the finals. Just super duper good luck. And alrighty, so with Blazes. Right now, so let me click on her. Boop. Okay, from here. And let's just go from the beginning. Oops, not that. Silly me, I meant here. Operator record. Ta-da! So will you... stare? It's no use. The road is blocked up ahead. They're coming from that direction as well. This isn't working. We aren't getting anywhere. That's as far as you go. Nowhere to run. Hand them over. Damn it. We can't let them take the infected. Hold on. I'll take out the hostiles blocking the way up front. Use the opportunity to break through them. Hey, don't do it. Come back. Calm down. This is no time to be a hero. That's right. You're injured. But... no buts. Ace will come... Ace? No buts. Ace will come back, rest for sure. Don't panic. You got that right. It's her. Huh? Watch out. Arg, it's damn hot. Suddenly it's getting hotter in here. What's going on? Hold on. What happened to the wall over there and the barricade? They got sliced apart? That's our backup. Hey, Blaze. Feeling toasty? Sorry about that. It took me some work to cut these things apart. I might have overdone it. I'm still learning to control the heat. I'll try harder next time. That chainsaw, you're with Ace. Thank goodness, it's Blaze. Ha, fashionably late. Ooh, Arknights' memoir was included? Oh, nice. Oh, that's fun. Oh, it was released on Her Highness Teresa's birthday. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, here I am. Sorry for keeping you all waiting. It took me a little longer than expected to deal with the other bad guys. The teams will regroup here soon. Okay, let's charge through them. Stick to the plan. How is this even possible? Those barriers are made of some real special stuff. Did you seriously cut through all that? Sorry, buddy. Honestly, I didn't expect it to go that well myself. All I did was slicing from top to bottom. Seriously, we don't have to fight to the death here, right? How about this? You leave my friends alone and let us take the infected, and you guys get to go unharmed. I don't want to hurt you if I don't have to. What a meanie. Just lash out without saying a word. It's really not that hard to talk it out, is it? Blaze, there's no talking to these guys. Get ready to break through. Got it. Let me raise the temperature a bit more. One last thing. I'm really sorry this is how things turned out, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Ow. Ugh, my arm. Ow. I used a technique I've been working on. I guess I pushed myself a little too far. Hurts so much I thought I broke my arm. I guess the thrust's a little off. Did I miscalculate? But... What are you doing here talking to yourself? Whoa. Huh? Oh, it's you, Weedy. You spooked me. Well, you spooked me. What's the matter? Am I not supposed to be here? No, that's not what I meant. It's just... I don't usually see you around this time. It's not often you step outside that workshop of yours when it's not lunch or dinner time. Sometimes you don't even come out to eat. And I couldn't drag you out of there no matter how hard I try. Don't exaggerate. I come out often for fresh air sometimes. Also, if I ever see you in my lab with your outside shoes, I'll snatch your entrance permission. Right. I'll keep that in mind. Also? Could you at least wear your clothes right? Look how messed up you got here. Huh? My clothes? Where? Here? What are you doing? Wait, stop pulling so hard. You're making it worse. I can't take this. Stop. I'll fix it for you. Touch, touch. Thanks. You're way too sensitive about this stuff, you know. You know that? You even managed to get closure to wash your hands after work. That's no easy feat. Oh, right. Perfect timing. Weedy, you're good with this book studying stuff, right? I do research. Does it count as studying? Yes, of course. Why wouldn't it count? See, there's something I wanted to ask you about. Now that doesn't happen every day. Go ahead. It's actually a question about gravitational acceleration. Also, I need a formula for figuring out parasitic drug and energy expansion. You have to know this stuff, right? Mind teaching me? Huh? What's the matter? Why are you touching my forehead? Doesn't seem like you have a fever. I'm surprised to see you interested in this topic. How strange. I thought it was sunny today. Did it start raining all of a sudden? Don't be like that. It's not that I'm into it, but I don't really have a choice here. This is actually useful. Whatever, just take a look at this. What is it? Have you been reading this? This is all advanced stuff. The question is listed here. Sorry, I take that back. Take what back? You're actually studying hard. One cannot come up with these questions just by leafing through the book. I must apologize. Eh? No need. Why so serious? I don't mind at all. You're not the only one who says that stuff. Who says stuff like that? I mean, I'm not really all that smart. It takes a lot of work to learn this stuff. And I'm researching on stuff that... like that. It's just not my thing. But you... I don't have a choice. There are lots of things I want to do, so I gotta get stronger. And I'll try anything that could help me get there. I mean, this is just studying. It's so much easier than being Ace's punching bag on the training grounds, right? Oh, so you talk about me behind my back like that? Well, I'm glad to see you so full of ginger, Blaze. But enough screwing around. You're being a bad influence and weedy. Ace. Hello, Ace. I'm not being a bad influence on her. I'm just telling her the truth. When you and Mechanist took me out for special training last time, I almost got sliced in two, right through my belly button. Well, we were tweaking your new weapon for you. Making it as destructive as you wanted it to be wasn't an easy thing. Mechanist spent days at his workbench just to get it done. You should have seen his sketches he shredded. He used so much paper, logistics gave him an earful. That's not good. But I really gotta thank him for giving me this big eye. It feels so natural while I'm slicing things up. And if it wasn't for this, I guess I wouldn't have been able to use a new technique of mine. Look, I brought some Syracusan cheese back as a souvenir. It has some really unique flavor, supposedly. I'll take some to Mechanist later. Sniffs. Gross. Cheese. Haha, I can't say for sure he's going to like this. Oh right, Weedy. Yes? It's the application you filed with engineering the other day. We got the materials from Closure already. I was just about to ask. To be honest, I would have never thought we'd get a request like that. But if that's what you want, and Closure is willing to vouch for the things you make, who am I to say no? So does it mean You're a regular operator now. Thank you. What's going on? You want to go out into the field, Weedy? Do you have a problem with that? Oh no, of course not. I look forward to fighting with you. I never look down on you. It's only that, well, are you sure you can keep up? I too want some change once in a while. I may be weak, but I have certain areas I excel at. Though I may trail everyone else when it comes to physical capabilities, don't underestimate what my water cannons can do. They might just have more thrust than you do, Blaze. Sounds reliable enough to me. If we ever go on a mission together, I'm counting on you to have my back. I'll think about it. So do you still need me to help you with those questions? If so, bring them over tonight and I'll take a look. I should get going now. What? Is she shy? You should try not to say that in front of her. Of course I won't. I've got manners. I should go back to get my mission logs in order. I had to use my new technique when things got desperate, but it feels like something was still missing. The feel? No, it's probably my numbers problem.
So that's why you checked out these advanced textbooks? I hope you're not fond of formulas and numbers. I mean, I know you're not fond of formulas and numbers.
Of course I don't like them, and I've been tearing my hair out over them. But I don't have a choice. My arts aren't the kind you can just throw all over the place without thinking. If I want to do my job well, I have to work harder.
Haha, oh yeah, that's great. A load off my shoulders. Right, Mechanist is working on improvements too. Be sure to talk to him. He'll take a look.
No problem. I'll go check on him right away. And even if he keeps me knocking on his door for hours again, I'm not going to complain.
I doubt he'll put you through that. You'll get to see him pretty soon. Has Dr. Kelsey talked to you about that yet?
Oh, that? What is that? Dr. Kelsey, I heard you needed me. What's the matter? You seem pretty solemn. Is something important? Is it something important?
Yes. I think this is very important indeed, for both you and Rhodes Island.
Well, crap, you talking like that is making me a little nervous.
Blaze, how long has it been since you came on board?
Let me see. Almost a year. Time flies.
Time leaves us all behind. Your growth in the past year has been apparent to all of us. Even if it wasn't your intention to prove anything with your actions, you've indeed shown us what you're capable of. Ace and many other operators all think very highly of you.
Why are we talking about this all of a sudden? I'm starting to blush.
Your body temperature is normal.
I'm doing what I can to hold it back here.
I suppose you already know what I summoned you for.
I have my guesses.
Very well, I'll get to the point. Ever since Rhodes Island was established, we had many members come and go. I won't say much about that. We welcome those who share our ideology, but of course, ideologies are not to be imposed on anyone. That said, we need members who can walk this journey with us. Blaze, it's natural if you aren't ready, and none of us will force you to do anything. But if you're ready, come to the lower deck of the bridge and open the door to the left of the stairs. We'll be waiting for you there.
Ooh, special invitation. That's what she said. Ace, do you know what Dr. Kelsey was talking about?
You really need me to tell you? I thought you said you had your guesses.
I do, but I don't know for sure. There are only so many things that Dr. Kelsey would talk to me about, especially all formally like that. So I guess maybe she's giving me a chance to do what you do?
More or less. Looks like you know the score.
I'm not stupid. Well, how should I put this? It's like a dream. It doesn't feel real. Like I've never thought of myself as stronger than anyone else here. I still have a ways to go to match any of you.
Blaze, you...
Oh, Blaze, there you are. I've been looking for you. Oh, it's the little rabbit. You're looking for me? Hey, careful. Don't trip. Look how bouncy you are. You're just a delight. Blaze? Stop squishing my face. I love that. Stop. My face. Aww. She probably got some sort of education in arts, because it would make sense for her specifically based on, like, you know. But oh my goodness, those textbooks do seem pretty advanced. Like, come on, what's the harm?
Looks like I needn't say anything then. Amiya, I'm leaving her to you. Well then, I'll see you later.
Huh? Wait, Ace. He's gone. Where's the fire? Ace probably still has work to finish. Wait, Blaze, have you eaten yet? The cafeteria made your favorite stir-fry today. Would you like to go together? Also, I borrowed the CD I borrowed the CD that you said you liked from Operator Elysium. Wanna listen to it together? Whoa, you mean his favorite? Of course! But what's the matter, little rabbit? You seem way too enthusiastic today. Is it obvious? Super obvious. Sorry, Blaze. I overheard your conversation with Ace. Oh, don't worry so much about that. Smile, yep, that's right. Turn that frown upside down. There's no need to apologize. I wasn't trying to hide anything anyway. Well, you heard it yourself. I have a good idea
I have a good idea why Dr. Kelsey wants to see me. If my hunch is correct, you probably know what this is about, right, Amiya? Yeah. I knew it. Were you trying to cheer me up because you were worried it was giving me too much stress? You're so cute, Amiya. Please stop saying that. Okay, I'll knock it off. Let's get serious. I'm really not that confident in myself, and I really think I have ways to go, too. Look, the thing is, if I didn't have the weapon that Mechanist designed, I don't think I could have been any help to my team at all. I mean it, Amiya. Can I really do it? When I heard you ask Ace just now, I thought I had to tell you how I feel. I'm listening, Amiya. I always listen to what you have to say. Are you working hard because you're trying to earn some kind of title, Blaze? Of course not. Right? Blaze, you're putting in so much work not to become something. It's actually the opposite. It's because you are who you are that we think you are the right person for the job. And everyone trusts you already, don't they? Everyone who came back from the mission in Syracuse told me this. It's all thanks to Blaze. If it wasn't for her cutting open that wall, we couldn't have finished the mission. That doesn't say anything about me. It's all thanks to what Mechanist gave me. But no one else could have used such massive equipment as well as you did. If it wasn't for you, Ace might have gone with a safer plan. See? Everyone trusts you, and you're an inseparable part of the team now. This is the most important thing. Oh, this is so cute. I like that. Which one do I find more interesting in that regard? Like someone who had the best education who can probably use art without relying on neuropathy? Versus like someone who's infected has a mastery of adapting their infection to rival those. Okay, we meant more impressive. On first instinct, I want to say the ones who didn't have education and were just able to master it naturally. But then on second thought, the ones who had to just learn based on books, I think is kind of more hilarious. It's like, oh my goodness, yay, the power of being a nerd. Like, somehow that entertains me more. So, when it comes to impressiveness, those who are infected. When it comes to interesting, those who had to study. That's because it's funny. Amiya. I'm just trying to say, we aren't giving you the title so that you can take the job. It's your own actions that decided all this, Blaze. You chose to become a certain kind of person, and you chose to take on that responsibility. If all we wanted was combat capability, we could have asked somebody else. If we wanted a big pile of muscle, we didn't have to ask you. Does it mean what I think it means? No, probably not. I'm just trying to say that strength isn't the only thing Rhode Island is looking for. You should believe in yourself, Blaze, and believe in us. If you made your decision, I'm ready to go with you. Okay, sheesh. My whole face is going red. Enough, little rabbit. I know what you're trying to say. You're right, jeez, you really have a way with words. Okay, it's almost time. I gotta pull it together and go to my meeting now. I've never once thought of running away, you know? I'll come with you. Great. Let's take a relaxing walk together. How come you look like you're more nervous than I am? Do I? Yep, smile. The frown ruins your cute little face. There we go. Trust me, I won't disappoint you. I'm assuming they're gonna be throwing a party. Blaze walks down the long, dim hallway. The light above her head gently sways as the landship continues its march forward, causing her shadow on the ground to waver side to side as well. Amiya has accompanied her on the entire journey to the store. Then she swings it open. The staircase leading down is long and dark, as though truly bottomless. Blaze takes a deep breath and begins her descent, leaving Amiya behind. She must walk the rest of the way by herself. At the bottom of the staircase, Blaze can make out a long table in a room that structurally seems cold as ice, with a warm yellow light casting upon its steel beams. A few familiar figures, some less so, stand under the lamplight.
From the shadows, a person that Blaze is all too familiar with steps forward, just as she expected her to.
Here you are.
I expected this to be a formal event, but this is quite the party. Both Ace and Mechanist, and this is... Logos?
We're not exchanging cards.
Now I feel so much relaxed with you guys here. I was pretty scared when I opened the door.
I recommended you for the job, so of course I'm here. Ha, I didn't know you were such a coward. Yeah, I didn't know you were such a coward.
Easy for you to say from that side of the table.
Okay, enough. Let's get down to business, and once this is done, come with me to the workshop. I want to tune that guy for you a little more.
Okay, I got a present for you too.
Come on, stop interrupting. Let's get started. To brass tacks then.
I'm listening.
Rhodes Island Frontline Combat Squad, Team Ace, Blaze. With everyone in this room as witnesses, I need to know how you feel and what your decision is. Operator Blaze, will you become one of Rhodes Island's elite operators?
Promotion! Ta-da! And now to look at her thing. Overloaded weapons, overheated heart. I love the chainsaw. And the gloves. Each and every deputy minister entered into the Haoran Pavilion has a history with an intractable case. One that tried to elude their very investigation. No wonder you care so much about my deal. Beep. It's just complicated enough for you, right? Just listening to that huge string of numbers makes my head want to explode. No, it's because of a predecessor of mine. Care to explain? The year I just assumed deputy minister duties at the Central Judicial Office, I've been rummaging through files in light of the case I had, only to find that in order to fell a great villain, he'd employed counterfeit evidence at their impeachment. Despite him already being retired at the time, I convinced the censor to recall him to the capital for punishment. I'm not gonna weigh in on whether that was right for you to do or not. Can I ask what this has to do with me? I only later came to know that said predecessor had not retired under normal circumstances and was frankly not in his hometown caring for his family as one would assume. He concealed his identity and been appointed to chase down a series of unsolved cases. At the time, he practically figured out the third child's whereabouts, and it was exactly then when I just so happened to learn of his early mistake. What are you doing? Stop rubbing my shoulder! You were used, which also means, if it wasn't for this case, my dad's whole deal would have come to light forever ago, huh? No need to pull that face. I'm not blaming you for this. All I can say is that this is a real complicated affair. Don't let me interrupt you. Go on. At the time, your father had suddenly been given a transfer. He departed for Victoria. In the 2 weeks following my predecessor being taken to custody, the Central Judicial Office scrollery suffered an inexplicable fire one night, and all the South's documents were reduced to ash. The Tianchi are correct. As the Central Judicial Office Deputy Minister, I must investigate the truth of this matter, and to do so, I must renounce my very Central Judicial Office Deputy Minister status, hence why I must take it on now. What the heck did Dad do? The heck? You can't give up on me again. You can't give me that again. Tell me everything you know now. All of it, chop chop. No, you can't help me. These days, you're no more than a Victorian lodging aboard Rhodes Island. You need only tell me what you know. All the things you've been through, and you can leave the rest to me. And I call it crap. The guy who died the land's most inexplicable death in the whole other country was my dad, not yours. And the woman who's dead according to your official paperwork and had to spend so long without a life except one on the move is me, not you. You may as well have never taken your mask off here. If it wasn't gonna make you any better at talking to me, jeez. I know what you're gonna
I know what you're worrying about, but there's nothing to fear. I'm an elite operator of Rhodes Island. Have you seen me with my chainsaw or not? Intriguing. Have you experienced my heat or not? I don't care how complicated the case is or how many enemies we've got. You think they get to burrow away in the shadows their entire lives? Yeah, what the heck happened to her dad? So much drama. Oh yeah, did you mention just now your predecessor chased down the third kid's whereabouts? The third kid, huh? What third kid? Well, I guess we'll find out later. Dang, Blaze, all the drama for her. Okay. And now for Wanting. Dear. Basic info. Codename Wanting. Gender male. Combat experience none. Place of birth Yan. Date of birth May 6. Race Forte. Height 170 cm. Infection status. Medical tests have confirmed that no infection is present. Physical exam. Physical strength standard. Mobility standard. Physical resilience excellent. Tactical acumen normal. Combat skill standard. Originium arts simulation excellent. Profile. Wanting. Real name Hisheng. Is an agricultural Tianqi apprentice of the Yanese Tianqi bureaus. Produced significant research results in many Dahuang planting projects. Introduced to Rhodes Island by Shu, he is now on the landship as an exchange student and logistics operator. Clinical analysis. Imaging tests reveal clear normal outlines of internal organs, and no abnormal shadows have been detected. Originium granules have not been detected in the circulatory system, and there is no sign of infection. At this time, this operator is believed to be uninfected. Cell originium assimilation 0%. Operator Wanqing shows no signs of originium infection. Blood originium crystal density 0.12. Operator Wanqing is very meticulous about following protection procedures when handling originium. Wow, good for him! Archive File 1. While many operators in Rhodes Island are familiar with the farming life, a scholar specialized in agricultural research is still rare enough to turn heads. Is it true that you need to be hunched over plowing a field every day all year round? I heard that during the harvest season, everyone from little kids to grannies get their sickles out to reap wheat as far as the eye can see from dawn until dusk. Under the sympathetic yet admiring gazes of everyone around him, Wanqing shyly scratches his head before earnestly introducing himself. Dahuang is Yan's formal center for agricultural research. There, the entire process is mechanized, from sowing seeds to harvesting crops, from spreading fertilizer to spraying pesticides. Every step is handled by Originium machinery. It is said that there are even plates that not a single person needs to set foot on all year. As Wanqing speaks, he takes out all sorts of Tianqi apparatuses, displaying high-precision agricultural Originium devices we've never seen before. He also decides to show off a painstakingly choreographed performance by his sky pole drone. Oh, that is so cute! Since time immemorial, Yan has always found it incredibly important to track agricultural yield. Countless lives are built upon the foundation of tiny seeds, which is why an entire group of Tianqis like Wanqing dedicate themselves to agricultural research, unceasingly developing more efficient planting methods and higher quality grains. Despite their sophisticated equipment, though, the research is hardly a walk in the park. Whether carefully selecting which plants in their fields meet their requirements, or imitating remote environments without access to Originium machinery, toil cannot be avoided. It's a tough life, as can be seen in Wanqing's young but toned arms and the calluses poking through his gloves. It is this sort of work that the Nongye Tianqis of Dahuang perform year after year, after which the finest seeds from their programs are sent to every corner of the country, carrying with them the wishes of their creators for successful germination. When asked whether he is proud of his work, Wanqing finds it hard to hide his embarrassment. It's hard to think about anything but farming when you're out in the field. I'm pleased whenever we get a bumper crop, and getting to see everyone eating their fill, well, that makes me happy too. Archive File 2. In Yan, a Tianqi is an occupation that commands respect, but demands great responsibility in return. To become part of this elite group, one needs to pass through the Tianqi Bureau's grueling exams. They require not only outstanding talent in arts, but also a deep pool of specialized knowledge. Thanks to Wanqing's exceptional exam results at the young age of 15, an exception was made for him, and he was placed under the tutelage of a senior Nongye Tianchi Shu. Only a handful of test takers in all of Yan meet that standard. Some suspected cheating at first, but suspicions were quickly dispelled once his performance at the Tianchi bureaus became clear. Not only were his academic scores once in a generation, his first crop breeding experiment yielded promising results. Only 3 years after entering the bureaus, he'd already taken on several fellow Tianchis as students. Dang! He's a natural! However, Wanqing was by no means a child prodigy. Even now, he's somewhat slow to pick up new techniques. Well, he's dedicated then. A fact reflected in the courses he takes while on Rose Island. His tutor Shu, who is just as kind as he is, says, using your mind always means being a touch slower than those around you, and your limbs will always be a touch slower than your mind. Instead, he was able to achieve such amazing scores thanks to his unusual concentration and focus. As he himself puts it, if he runs into an issue on a job, he'll simply think of a way to solve it. I love that. Thoughts such as, maybe I could take a shortcut, or what happens if I can't fix this, never cross his mind. Never even cross his mind. While it sounds simple, it's actually quite difficult for most people to work without mulling over the consequences. For every step, plan 3 further is an ancient Chinese saying for a reason. And its people are naturally disposed towards caution and forward planning, while always keeping an escape route in mind. This too can be considered a form of instinctive wisdom. However, only those who are able to completely immerse themselves in the act of moving forward are able to arrive at their chosen destination. In earlier eras, crops still need to be harvested by hand. More experienced farmers would tell younger ones, in all seriousness, that they must never raise their heads as they worked. Seeing the full field stretching out to the horizon would demotivate even the hardest worker. But if you can only see the stalks in your hands, then well, you need only cut a single stalk. Wanqing is rather serious when sharing his experience with others, without a hint of arrogance or pride in his voice. While being able to focus like that is a rather rare trait, it's not always an appropriate one. Once, Wanqing accidentally broke an automatic door by bumping into it, and he silently took it on himself to fix it. By the time someone found him, he'd been at it for a full 24 hours. Dang. Can someone make sure to help him out the next time this happens? I'm scared that he'll starve to death. Archive File 3. When Wanqing was registering as an operator, he came up with his codename in almost no time at all. Dahuang focuses on several distinct problems plaguing the farmers of Yan, and is host to multiple experimental crops, each with their own name. For example, a crop bred for colder climates is named Kangdong, or Frost Resistor. If a descendant of this crop shows marked improvement during further experimentation, it'll be named Kangdong 2. In addition, there's also Zhaoyo, Early Excellence, Banglao, Flood Defender, Chui Budao, Unblowable, Esichong, Pest Starver, etc. etc. These simple names entrust a simple hope into each and every variant. Of special note is Wanqing, or Vast Expanse. Since time immemorial, people have been fighting with catastrophes for land. Catastrophes destroy buildings and farmland alike, and soil contaminated with originium is extremely difficult to grow crops in. As such, in ancient times, catastrophes were usually followed by famine. Since the invention of the nomadic city, most scholars of agriculture have focused on increasing the yields of food grown on nomadic plates. However, the Tianxis of the Dahuang persist in trying to breed crops resistant to originium. But despite their long efforts, countless academics have deemed it futile. The Dahuang Tianxis believe that limited space is a fundamental flaw of nomadic plates, and that though their research has been slow, it is only by exploiting the vast unused tracts of land that all the people of the lands can eat their fill. Generation upon generation of Tianxis have contributed, breeding crops that could tolerate more and more originium activity. 5% grew to 15%, which blossomed further into 25%. Now though, progress is made only in fractions of a percent, with the rate of improvement inversely proportional to the time put into experiments. Great leaps in tolerance seems to be a thing of the past. According to the Tianqis participating in the research, one could dedicate their entire life with no results to show for it, denied a place in the annals of history. Wanqing is just one such nameless Tianqi. People have asked if I'm afraid I'll never see my experiments bear fruit. I used to be, because I felt that anything I did needed a result, any result, so I could face myself in the end. But I think I see the bigger picture now. A man's life may be all too short, but the road he walks is long. It isn't a destination that's the result, it's the path you follow, and the footsteps you leave behind. Archive File 4. In modern times, starvation is a rather foreign concept to most of us. It is more than simply having to endure until the cafeteria opens for dinner because you missed lunch, or skipping a few meals for 2 or 3 days straight during a tough mission. Rather, it is the inability to obtain sufficient nutrition for a long period of time, and the pain, suffering, and despair that comes along with it. Such an experience is beyond our imagination, and the same can be said for Wanqing. However, the records of withered crops and photos of famished crowds in his textbooks have stamped themselves into his mind's eye. He returned to the village ruins of the large river outside the city. The ruins could very well have been his hometown, and he knew that his biological parents, and possibly others in his family, could easily have been in one of those starving crowds in the books. They too had experienced suffering unlike anything he could imagine. Wanqing was a fortunate child, being set adrift in a basket along the river at a tender age of 2, sent by the wind and the following waters to Dahuang, like a seed blown by the breeze and coming to rest in a rice paddy. Thankfully, he survived the experience. As the farmers would tell him, after several years of poor harvests, the year he floated in saw Dahuang a bumper crop. Oh, cute! That's actually really cute. And that is the story of how Wanqing came to the city, where he spent his childhood after being taken in by the kind-hearted farmers. One day, he would eat at a house on the east side of the village. The next, he would eat on the west side. He would run madly on the ridges between the rice paddies, pulling along his kite. He would clamber up the greenhouses and back down again. All in all, he was just like any other child born in Dahuang. He might not be great with words, but he remembers their kindness deep in his heart. Ever since then, he's treated the day summer began that year as his birthday. As if by divine providence, 10 years since his fateful landing, he was back in that very same paddy, gathering the rice, fortunate enough to break through a new level originium tolerance. He brings the seeds, bred with his own hands, alongside him as he sets off once more to the endless road, sending them to every corner of Yan. Wherever the wind takes these seeds, hope sprouts. Promotion record. The Tianqi bureaus have a tradition of conducting apprenticeship ceremonies. Whether a young student passes their exams, they are formally placed under the care of a senior Tianqi, and the ceremonies they hold, large or small, will give some insight into the mentor's character. During Wanqing's apprentice ceremony, Shu gave him only a single verdant seedling. In the past, these ceremonies would require 3 bows and 9 kotaos. But it's... Actually, no, that's bow. Bowing, yep. 3 bows and 9 kotaos. But that's rather out of fashion these days. Take this rice seedling and plant it beneath you. We can consider it your mark of respect. I cannot teach you much myself, for all the knowledge that you wish to learn ultimately springs forth in the soil. Wanqing did not fully understand this, but respectfully stooped to plant the seedling in the soil beneath them. When he raised his head, he saw the endless fertile fields and the calming greenery that grew within them. From that moment on, he began to put down his roots. Again, that's so cute. Wow. Wanqing's files were so wholesome, overall. I love how he floated down as a baby and then all of a sudden, it was a good year of harvest. Everyone's like, oh my goodness, this boy. We will raise him well. Look at his preciousness. So cute. With my wind. Okay. I love those gloves. I want gloves like that. Hisheng. Hisheng leaps from the earthen slope, turning his head turning his head wildly. He rises in a hurry, and his thread spool falls into the water, leaving his paper kite in the shape of a foul beast's tail to become nothing but a tiny dot in the pale blue sky in the blink of an eye, disappearing before his eyes as it follows the river's current. Hesheng himself was brought to Dahuang by this very river. Were it not for the strong wind that guided him to the shore's embrace, were it not for the sharp, attentive eyes of the farmer hauling sandbags, a babe of not even 2 years would surely have met with disaster. The Tianxis and the farmers had discussed arrangements for him throughout the night, sent for instructions from the Ministry of Revenue, and even dispatched a messenger to head directly upstream. However, that year the north had suffered floods after a great drought, while the south was buffeted by a vicious catastrophe, and so the search for his parents had borne no fruit. Since then, he was known as Hesheng, and he was considered born in Dahuang. He grew up atop the crop ridges. He grew up by the water pumps. He grew up on the mobile greenhouse frames. He grew up in the Tianxi dormitories and the farmers' courtyards. He grew up in the service channels between the artificial canals. He remembered Tianxi Shu giving palm readings to the children his age, then dabbing a drop of wine onto their foreheads. He remembered sitting atop the backs of the stock beasts alongside grain buds, surveying the container ships reminiscent of small mountains, slowly entering the waterways, leaving for distant Baizhou, Shangshu, or perhaps Danyan to the north. He also remembered one time that an experimental field of high sugar crops spontaneously combusted. Oh gosh, I wonder how that happened. And Dahuang was filled with the inescapable sickly sweet scent of boiling syrup for a month. Hesheng rubs his eyes and spots the old farmers he's known since childhood rushing towards him. "You passed your exams," they shout. Along with his name, joy plastered across their faces. "You passed your exams, and Tianxi Shu said she'd take you on as an apprentice." Behind them, a small stock beast languidly chews on the fresh grass, a brand new metal ruler tied to its back alongside a silver kite. A strong wind pushes him towards the crowd, while little bells jingled and jangled amidst the hubbub that had swallowed up the heaven and earth. He jumps down from the slope, running beside the Yilei Place canal, pulling a silver wind behind him. Again! This one was so wholesome! That was so cute! Let's see how it changes with 9-colored deer. Intriguing. Okay, she's a fellow Ferrymutt and Yan. Oh, a cousin to the Sui siblings. Okay. Basic info, codename, 9-colored deer, gender female, combat experience none, place of birth Yan, date of birth December 8, race Elafia, height 172 centimeters, infection status, medical tests have confirmed that no infection is present. Physical exam, physical strength normal, mobility normal, physical resilience standard, tactical acumen excellent, combat skill standard, originium arts assimilation standard. Profile, 9-colored deer claims to come from a mountain forest in Yan, specific location as yet unascertained, possesses ample knowledge related to gathering and processing of herbals, and holds a degree of combat ability. Through introduction from other operators, came to Rhodes Island on exchange study. Traveling with Rhodes Island for the near future. Exchange study? Huh. Intriguing. Clinical analysis. Imaging tests reveal clear normal outlines of internal organs, and no abnormal shadows have been detected. Originium granules had not been detected in the circulatory system, and there was no sign of infection. At this time, this operator is believed to be uninfected. Cell originium assimilation, 0%. Wow. Operator 9-colored deer shows no signs of infection. Blood originium crystal density, 0.13. Operator 9-colored deer fulfills fundamental protective measures in aiding neuropathy sufferers, and we have detected no risk of a neuropathy infection. 9-colored deer is in very good health. We hear she's very familiar with the herbals of Yan, and we can consider having her teach other operators the way to distinguish them. And while we're at it, we can have her talk with Meyer a little more too. Maybe we'll have a way to rid the herbs of that bitterness. Medic operator breeze. Oh gosh, how bitter is it? I mean, I love how most of the ones that we're meeting from Yan are just like uninfected. Or so far anyways. We got our nice farmer, Hisheng, or Wanqing. Even though he dealt with a lot of, you know, originium-rich dirt. And then we have 9-colored deer. So healthy so far. Archive File 1. Though she's never had standard training, 9-colored deer bears a fairly distinct awareness of the battlefield. We have no way to know of her former experiences, but based on her emergency treatment of wounds and skill in transporting casualties, she must have been through many desperate situations. Each person takes away different things from a disaster. Some choosing to flee, some choosing to actively confront it. 9-colored deer is a latter, and is continuously conferred with and studied from the medical department's operators since arriving at Rhodes Island. Her mind for constant learning, catching on with others. Other department's operators began to learn first aid knowledge with her. Nothing wrong with learning a little more first aid. If we ever end up in danger, I can even help out. An operator from HR. Okay, so they're automatically immune for sure. Archive File 2. Right. I randomly met 9-colored deer while out in Yan collecting herbal samples. It gave me a shock when she suddenly appeared next to me. No, I heard her footsteps, but when some foul beasts perched on her shoulder, that really startled me. Who brings foul beasts with them hiking? Oh, yeah, she said that she'd moved up to the mountains long ago. I was really curious how she managed to live in the mountains for such a long time. Don't you get restless being all alone up there? Her room was filled with unfinished herbal pills. She said that she usually went to the mountains to collect fresh herbs, and she worked out a special way to make herbal pills. She blended Jannie's tea leaves and local ground herbs and made a pill from it. And it had a faint tea flavor when you ate it. Ooh, that sounds delicious. And it wasn't too strongly bitter. No, don't worry. It was just a pill to help with health. See? I mean, hey, don't look at me like that. I just don't eat anything I see, I swear. There was a clinic in the village at the mountain's base where she'd take the pills she made to the patients. The clinic seemed to have worked with her for a long time, and she provided them with herbal medicine free of charge. Really, it was really free. Why would I be lying to you? When she first gave them medicine, the doctor had doubts about the quality. When does something just land in your lap for free after all? So at first, they went without using any of it. It took until a doctor came across 9-colored deer treating a villager who tripped and crashed onto a rock, and they saw her medical skills before they realized they were that close to letting someone so able slip away. Yeah, the doctor there told me. Afterwards, they even went to compliment her on her medical knowledge and knack for treatment, and you know, there's never enough medical resources in remote areas like that, and the fact that patients there could get their treatment really did feel heaven sent. Oh yeah, she barely ever gave treatment directly at the clinic. She just gave them herbal pills. She'd only lend a hand when the clinic needed help. Makes you wonder too, right? I thought she was a little frightened of human contact, but it seemed like she'd gone through something before, and I didn't want to dredge it up. Aw, 9-colored deer is so kind. So sweet. With the way Erypathy is, just because it's so contagious. I feel like there's... like, even if it says they're immune, there's always like a tiny chance. After that, I thought I wouldn't do much harm if I stayed a few more days, so I chatted for a while longer with her. She wanted to improve her own medical skills and go save more people, so I gave her an invitation. Hope she'd come to Rhodes Island for a kind of skill exchange. Whoa, the clinic doctor and the patients there really wanted to hit me when I suggested the invitation. They didn't want her to leave at all. I completely understood the feeling, so I stopped running my mouth there. After that, she spent a long time talking it over with the patients, and in the end proposed that she come to Rhodes Island for a week or two at a time to communicate and study. I just need to go and fetch her. Can we get her set up in my dorm when the time comes? Oh right,
I guess I'll do that, huh? I have to submit my reason for overstaying there on paper? Give me a sec and I'll go write it. A certain operator's field voice recording. A certain operator, eh? I wonder who... Archive File 3. In her early years, Nine-Colored Deer traveled Yan, treating and saving people as she roamed, rescuing the dying and wounded, asking for nothing in return. Those were her principles. When passing through a village just recently struck by catastrophe, she stopped in her tracks and stayed to aid the casualties. She treated people with greatest kindness, but sadly never received their goodwill in turn. Communications in the village had been cut off at the time, and stockpiled medical supplies and drugs were critically insufficient, more and more patients being bedridden due to lack of medicated treatment. She and the one doctor left in the village were forced to search for herbals in the nearby mountains in order to make up for the deficiency. She firmly believed that she could pull this village with nothing left away from the brink, but contrary to her hopes, rumors began spreading among the already feeble populace. And within them, Nine-Colored Deer transformed from a physician to an evil herald of calamity. People, come on! This woman only stays here so she can promote her cures and gain her trust. Look at her originating arts. She's the one who brought the catastrophe. She had to face not just the bitter cries of the sick, but the unguessable human heart. Though she never took notice of the villagers' slander, these rumors rotted some of the people inside. Finally, a few brute villagers assembled in front of her, forcibly demanding the Elafia who brought us disaster to leave the place. These people! In the end, she entrusted her books filled with methods to treat illnesses, her methods for making herbal pills, to the doctor, and walked far to the closest town to inform the outside world this village still needed aid. And she's still so nice to them! What the heck? Following that, she left the place, headed for the mountain forest to find somewhere secluded. However, the mountains were by no means always so peaceful, and the clinic at their foot always had patients in need of help. After hesitating again and again, she delivered her herbals to the doctor after all. Fortunately, this time she saw no reprisal of the last. She still maintains her principles, and she firmly believes treating the heart of the people is more important than treating the body. Aw. Motion record. Nine-Colored Deer likes the fresh scent of vegetation, admiring the ink of scrolls while it's still not dry, and trying delicate new teas. She likes all of these, and it's because of that she so carefully cherishes them. Cute. Poor Nine-Colored Deer. She's too much of a sweetheart. Aw, man. And now the operator record. Great compassion. Woohoo! If kindness is exploited, how should the mood within be quelled? Bright light. As a dream, as a fantasy, as a bubble, as a shadow. All that is false, all is as real.
Please, I'm begging you. The merchant is offering a fortune to anyone who saves his daughter. Please, doctor, I'll do anything. A catastrophe is coming to the city my family lives in, and they're trapped. I can't bear the thought of leaving them there. I know it's asking a lot after you save my life, and I know you don't want to come down from the mountains, but I'm at my wit's end. I'll only use the money to get my family out of there. I won't use it for anything else. Please, this means everything to me. I swear to the heavens that I won't tell anyone. Let my flesh rot off my body if I break my vow. It worked, it worked. Thank you so much. I swear to the heavens that I'll repay your kindness. Let my flesh rot off my body if I break my vow. Oh, mother, here, drink up. It'll make you better. We're out of medicine? Don't worry, we have Dr. Nine-Colored Deer here. We haven't been able to contact the outside for days. Is there any other way? More and more people are dying. I thought Nine-Colored Deer was supposed to save them. Something's not right with her. Where'd she come from? Why doesn't she charge any money? Don't tell me she's...
People again. Oh my goodness. She does look very elegant. She only stayed behind to advertise her medicine and gain her trust. Look at her originating arts. She was the one who brought down the catastrophe. Elafia, bringer of evil. Get out, get out. And they're even shooting at her. Get out, get out. I thought I could earn their trust by saving their lives. I thought we could coexist in peace as long as I healed them and show them love. But is that true? Aw. Go.
Doctor!
You should not have come to me. I want nothing more to do with the road outside these mountains. Go and do not return.
I understand. I was foolish. I'll try to think of something else. I'm sorry for bothering you.
I don't blame her for turning him away. Ah, who would summon a catastrophe on their foes while using arts, the Witch King? Ah, great. That guy. Hello? I knew you'd show up. Thank you for coming so late. How's the merchant's daughter? She's here in the clinic. It's not clear what afflicts her, but she's getting weaker by the day. She's able to eat, but she spends most of the time sleeping. She complains of neck pains, and has had a fever for days. Her father's extremely anxious. Everyone knows he's looking for the great healer rumored to be living in these parts. I thought it was only a matter of time before you came down. I've never stood idly by and watched a patient die. But I had a visitor today. I'll need to find somewhere else to stay for a few days. Someone you saved? Yes. There's always people like that. Why don't they respect your wish to not be disturbed? It doesn't matter. I'll be more careful. Well, I'm glad you're still willing to stay in the area at all. Thank you, Zishu. Now take me to the child. It hurts so much. This is a rare illness. Not something I can just whip up a remedy for. I'll be staying here a couple of days. I want no visitors, other than patients. Understood. I'll make sure to keep out unwelcome guests. One more thing. I want you to pass this on to the merchant tomorrow. What will people think this time? A cold and merciless Elafia? You're not cold and merciless. 2 mace, half a mace, 3 mace. Roll these herbs into a ball and take them for 8 days. It's so bitter. Would you like another flavor? Flowers, perhaps? Or tea? I like flowers. Well then, there. Nom nom nom. Take a sniff. It smells... sweet? There, now swallow it. It's not bitter at all, is it? It won't hurt so much anymore. Why is it sweet? You were crying because you didn't want to take your medicine, weren't you? It's sweet now, so there's no need to cry. Stop. And I'll give you some honey once you've had your medicine. She's so kind. Doctor, you need sleep. You haven't slept in 3 days. No, I need to finish this book first. It's important. I'll have my dinner after I'm done. What? You just had dinner? I had to make you eat it. Oh, I see. Well, I'll go to bed after I finish this book. Go to bed now. I do like how this clinic person's actually taking care of her. She's like, I worry for your health, my lady. Day 2.
What's up, Wang? I'm busy. Don't bother me. What's the matter? Still short of money? People like us, we've got to make it penny by penny, don't we? Wish I was like that rumored doctor who cured the merchant's daughter. Must have gotten a handsome reward. Doctor? Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. It's already been a few days, and you need to get your family back as soon as you can, before anything else happens. Impossible, but she said... The doctor's not that kind of person. I'll confirm it with my own eyes tonight.
Oh man, it's probably gonna be a big misunderstanding. Heck, I bet she's using the money to probably help him. This one didn't work. This one's no good either. They can't be taken together. The last prescription was a little strong for little C's constitution. I need to rethink the dosage.
The side effect of this ingredient is too strong for her. It needs to go. She's allergic to this one. I need to find a substitute. It's not enough. I need more knowledge. To find another way, time is running out. We have the herbs you asked for. Whoa, what happened to your hair? Oh, here, look at this. This recipe. You keep doing that. I'll fetch a comb. These two ingredients don't go well together, but, oh. Whoa. I'm going into the mountains. I guess your hair can wait. What? It's way after dark. Do you really have to go right now? Please be safe at night in the mountains. I could be back by dawn if I hurry. This new medicine should finally do the trick. This is a poisonous weed that looks like an edible plant. Better mark it so no one eats it by accident. I tried marking immature herbs, but it hasn't worked. Next time, I should move them into the garden. I hope bugs don't get to them. Never mind. I don't have time for this. Dude, you better not try anything. The sun's already rising, still no luck. Was it here? I can't find the marks I left last time. Whoa, this is a poisonous plant. Never mind, it can wait. But this is about as high in altitude as the herbs will grow. Is it the color of snow with a bitter but pure taste? It is found mostly in the clefts of rocks or on cliffs. I'm exhausted, but I have to get the herb. See, can't wait. The book says you should tie a knot like this. Never thought I'd be using that knowledge like this. There. Let's hope this works.
She's treating the girl? Didn't she refuse? Didn't she say she didn't want to come down from the mountains? Why?
'Cause she's dying? Hey, hello.
How is she? Her fever has subsided. She had porridge this morning without throwing up, and the swelling in her neck has gone down somewhat. Thank goodness.
Why is your hair a different color from ours?
Do you like the pattern it makes?
Yes, Daddy said your hair was so beautiful because you're a really good person. My daddy's a good person too. Why don't you trust him?
What do you mean?
Shishu won't let me and Daddy tell anyone that you saved my life.
It's alright. I'm just happy you're alive and well, see? You don't need to say or do anything for me.
But I haven't seen Daddy for days. Where'd he go?
I asked your daddy for a favor. Just let him see you happy and healthy when he comes back in a few days, okay?
Okay.
It's getting late. Come on. Lie down and I'll tell you a story. A long time ago, in a forest far away. 2 days later. Oh, it feels so good to stretch like this.
Yum.
You need to rest your eyes after going through an entire room full of books these past few days. It's a nice day outside. I should let C's bed and get some sun too. It's nice to see her getting better, isn't it? Yes, I'll go see if she needs a change of medicine. Let's get her an armchair so she can sit outside. I'll make some tea. Any preferences? Anything made by you. Remember to add some sugar for C though. Sugar and tea? Blasphemy!
I want something sweet.
Alright. What a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky. See? Remember that poem you said you liked? How did it go?
A little sun and floating cotton, speckles made of porcelain paint. My name means porcelain too.
Now make sure you keep your blanket on, so you don't catch a cold. Is somebody there? Open up. Who is it? Anyone in there?
I know you're there, doctor. I saw you with my own eyes. You've been treating that merchant's daughter, haven't you? I thought you didn't care about money. I believed you, and look what it got me. Who's this doctor you're talking about? What's going on here? What nonsense are you on about?
What happened?
I know you're in there, doctor. They say they've already evacuated the city, but I haven't heard from my family in days. I have no idea where they are. The catastrophe, it's my own fault that I couldn't get the money to save my family. I'm not blaming anyone for that. But do you really take us for fools? Did you lie to me because you wanted the money for yourself?
Me? Money?
Oh my goodness. It's one thing not to not offer help, but to lie. Who's this doctor? I'm certainly never visiting them. That's right, that's right.
Huh. I knew it would come to this. I thought I could earn their trust by saving their lives. I thought we could coexist in peace as long as I healed them and showed them love. But is that true?
You're lying. She didn't ask for a single coin.
Hey, you shouldn't be running around.
I'm fine. I can't let them bully her. You're all bad people. How could you think she's not like that?
C. Thank you, C. I'll speak to him.
Bonk him. Showing your face at last, doctor. The door's opening, so who is it? Here they come. Wait, Dr. Nine-Colored Deer? He was talking about Dr. Nine-Colored Deer? I'm an ass. We're all asses. It's Dr. Nine-Colored Deer.
Well, I'm glad that someone's like, oh shoot, it's her. Oh no, she's not like that. Oh man, we're asses.
She's the one who saved my life when I was so badly hurt from falling rocks that my family started preparing the funeral. Oh, that doctor? Wait, who should I believe now? She told me not to let anyone know, but I didn't. But did I tell you? She didn't charge me a single coin, and she even gave me a whole bunch of herbs.
It's you.
Yes, me. You remember, right? You guys hear that? Everything I said was true, every last word. She's not the kind of person who'd lie for money. You saved my life, doctor. I'm on your side no matter what anyone else says.
Thank you.
But... Daddy's back, see? But why are you standing out here like that? And what's with all these people?
You're back, Daddy. A bad guy is bullying the doctor. He said the doctor tricked him and won't save his family.
Family? You mean the two people from the city? She didn't ask me for any money. She only asked me to fetch those two. They're staying in a nearby inn right now. What's going on?
Well,
Two people from the city? You can't mean...
I never intended for you to find out. I wasn't lying when I said I didn't want to be involved with other people.
Really? My family? They're safe? If you mean the woman and child I brought back, yes, they're perfectly safe.
well.
You did this for me, doctor?
I wasn't helping you. I was just...
You were helping me the whole time, but I doubted you.
Yeah, he better apologize.
What have I done? I'm such a fool. I'm so sorry.
It's alright. I never told you anything.
Thank you for saving my daughter, doctor. It seems we caused you more trouble than expected, though. I owe you so much. And in more than a few connections, I could put you in touch with one of the big city hospitals if you like. Don't go, doctor. I still have to make it up to you.
No need to worry. I'm happy where I am.
Some days later,
My daughter has made a full recovery thanks to you. Please accept these medical books as a token of my appreciation.
Nine-Colored Deer, Zishu.
Mind your manners, she.
It's alright. It's good to see you up and about like this, after being sick for so long. I thought I could earn their trust by saving their lives.
Thank you so much. I thought I'd be fine after washing the wound, but that plant turned out to be poisonous and my legs started swelling.
You would have lost it if you waited any longer.
Thank you so much, doctor. We're so blessed to have you in our village.
Just be careful in the future. Take these pills. They'll cure the toxins in most poisonous plants. I healed them. Let's see. I believe I left a mark here for the herbs in the cliffs. Good. The bugs haven't gotten to them. It's almost autumn. I should save some seeds and try applying them myself.
Show them love. I got 9 colored deer. I win. Oh, I want some too. No, I want, so I get the candy. No need to fight. There's enough for everyone. We'll play again tomorrow, okay? And we coexisted in peace. As a dream, as a fantasy, as a bubble, as a shadow, all that is false, all is as real. How was it? Has the painting helped you come to terms? It is... all is ethereal, like a fleeting dream. So, how are things now? I have not seen Zishu in years. I should find her. But I also have herbs to deliver elsewhere. They should be nearby. Already giving yourself more work? Fascinating. I don't wish to leave this place just yet. When these mountains are covered in flowers, I'll seek you out again. Let's have a drink together. Interesting. 9-colored deer is too sweet for this world. Holy cow. She's too precious. Must protect her forever. And now for lazy. So pretty. Oh, she's her Majo, oops. Okay, elixir. Ooh, pretty. I just stare real quick. In a small courtyard, a young farmer put down his tools and took a seat. Hey, thanks a ton for helping me with my leg. Didn't have a whole lot of practice swinging these tools around and nearly crippled myself. Couldn't even walk. The doctor packaged the herbs along with the formula, carefully instructing the patient to mind the timing and frequency of taking the medicine. The farmer sat on the ground and looked up at the mountains, saying, "Doctor, I can reclaim half an acre of land in a day, but there are so many mouths to feed in the village. If I want to free up the entire mountain to grow food from all, even another century might not be enough. Doctor, got any recipes that give me the long life and boundless strength of a burden beast? The whole village is counting on me." The doctor smiled with a furrowed brow, folding an extra corner in a medical tome. "I'll see what I can do." The doctor traveled far and wide, and by the time she knocked on the doors of that small courtyard once more, several more tombstones were dotting the wilderness. The farmer was sitting at the doorstep, holding a shriveled ear of wheat. His face had become wrinkled, his fists beating at his chest as he gasped for breath. The old burden beast passed on. The poor fellow didn't even last as long as me. The doctor had seen this before. She said that he wasn't sick, only that he should avoid excessive exertion before writing a few more prescriptions. The farmer set the herbs aside. "I want to send my youngest to a nomadic city where he'd have a better future, but there ain't enough money here, not enough land." He grasped the reins of the newly purchased young burden beast and thought long and hard. "Doctor, if I keep farming like this, I don't think I'm gonna last very long. What do you reckon I do? If I'm gone, what's my kid gonna do? I don't suppose you could give me a few extra years?" The doctor did not know what else to say. All she could do was take out a few pellets of medicine. These can either bolster your vitality or... When the doctor passed through countless fields, walked through the villages and towns of all shapes and sizes, and heard all manner of prayers, she would think back to the gaunt, bony burden beast and the farmer goading it onward. There were more people in the small courtyard than usual. The farmer was lying there on the bed, his sons and daughters holding his hands. Behind them stood their sons and daughters, looking at her as if imploring her to do something. The doctor approached. "You asked me before if there was medicine that could grant you long life. I've made it, so you take it now, you can still..." The old man remained silent, his shrunken face finally moving. "No need. How could something like that really exist? Doctor, you won't get any older, but even if I took it, it probably wouldn't do anything." The doctor followed his gaze outside the room. The seeds had only been half sown, and the farmer's youngest son was still there, his legs covered in mud. The old farmer let out a sigh and closed his eyes, and the son began to cry softly. The doctor stepped
into the mountainous woods. Is there no cure for old age? Nobody answered, only the whispers of the mountains and trees, and the low cries of foul beasts. Though holy cow though, I gotta go back up here real quick. So, the farmer has a young son. I'm assuming like he's like super duper young, maybe toddler level, because he's playing in the dirt, right? But then he also has other kids who has their own kids too, so I'm like, dang, farmer. Well, at least he has enough vitality for that. Like, holy cow, my dude. The doctor stepped into the mountainous woods. Is there no cure for old age? Nobody answered, only the whispers of the mountains and trees, and the low cries of the foul beasts. The wild mountain lotus spoke. There's no cure for old age. The search for immortality is but a pipe dream of nobles and aristocrats. Is there no cure for illness? The beastling spoke. Illness can be cured. All sentient beings seek only to be free of disease and disaster. The doctor turned around. The wild mountain lotus bloomed. Beastling lapped at water, but neither said a word. The doctor then understood. Not for immortality, but to avert disaster. The people are suffering, and I shall only treat illness from now on. I think she's sweet. She's very, very sweet. She's trying her best, though. And I'm amazed she's still trying. Mastering her craft of medicine, I wonder what inspired her to take up, you know, the craft. Because medical stuff are so complicated. I was like, dang, ma'am. And now for Lazy. Codename, Lazy. Gender female. Combat experience 5 years. Place of birth Yan. Date of birth March 5. Race Hylian. Height 171 centimeters. Infection status confirmed uninfected by medical examination. Physical exam, physical strength standard, mobility excellent, physical resilience standard, tactical acumen excellent, combat skill excellent, Originium arts assimilation exceptional. Profile, Lazy, an official from Yan's Central Judicial Office, is temporarily residing in Rhodes Island after signing an investigation agreement. Well trained in combat skills and possessing unique Originium arts, Lazy excels in annihilation battles and positional warfare. However, because of her noteworthy background and ambiguous motives, it is recommended to err on the side of passive, non-cooperative tone when communicating with her. Lazy was one of the ones in the hoods, right? Those red hoods. Clinical analysis. Imaging tests reveal clear, normal outlines of internal organs, and no abnormal shadows have been detected. Originium granules had not been detected in the circulatory system, and there are no other signs of infection. At this time, this operator can be confirmed to be uninfected. Okay. Cell Originium assimilation 0%. Operator Lazy shows no sign of a ripethy infection. Blood Originium crystal density 0.11. Her indices are very low. Having said that, what are we even doing for her? Is she going to live here? Are you crazy? Gabrielle, medic operator. Archive file 1. Originium arts overview. Leifa is a technique spreading through Yan that focuses on the manipulation of electricity. Many mature schools of Originium arts share similar methods of inheritance. For example, Lithanians use movements. The Sarkas lead through ceremonies, and various guilds of arts practitioners conduct research, all for the purpose of passing down the theoretical and practical components of Originium arts. As one of the traditional Originium arts originating from Yan, Leifa has a deeper history than most other forms of arts. Ooh! Leifa. As a system shrouded in mysticism, the requirements for practitioners of Leifa are also restrictive and physically demanding. Its inheritance system gradually evolved into a solemn ritual of sorts. Much like the passage of power, the end result was that Leifa tacitly became synonymous with the position of power, subsuming the popular symbol of law enforcement and even becoming a form of
cultivation in the quest for spiritual transcendence. As for rumors of a physical basis of transcendence, I can only say that as an Originium arts researcher outside of Jan's cultural circles, I must harbor a healthy amount of skepticism. Obviously, Lazy exhibits a degree of pride for the art she uses. According to some officials, when she taps into her powerful Originium arts, her hair will become very smooth. Though I don't know why, I can scarcely imagine anything more worth investigating. RVR, caster operator. I must question your priorities. 12F, caster operator. Archive File 2, first record. Lazy's official background is enough to keep the entirety of Rhodes Island awake at night. To be honest, the whole reason Rhodes Island is able to survive the tempestuous conflicts among various city-states is that in addition to the confidentiality and necessity for our line of work, maintaining political neutrality is essential. This is accomplished by balancing the benefits afforded to different city-states, negotiating with government representatives, and trading favors. And although these actions are necessary for the survival of Rhodes Island, the less we have to do, the better. An Empire's government officials appearing on board Rhodes Island ship, regardless of their position or rank, is almost always a dangerous matter. The fact that she even requested a long-term stay cannot possibly spell out good news for us. I'm assuming that Jan's Originium art skills are probably way more different than Lathanian's. Like I'm pretty sure the Jan ones are like more martial arts. Since it says it's really physically demanding too. So I'm just imagining them training in the mountains, all epic like the shows about monks or something. Also, hello. Archive File 3. Fourth record. Doberman suddenly told me that Lazy had actually already been on board for 3 months. I took the news calmly, about as calmly as someone trying to disarm a time bomb that would explode and take out half the entire city in just 3 seconds, being told that their daughter had just run away from Columbia's terminally ill... What is this? Terminally ill? Says Yen. Military police. Not disclosing the operator's background is just ignoring the problem, but hiding it from the entire ship is just ludicrous. No amount of paper can contain a fire, and no matter who made this decision, this is definitely a bad move. Someone with years of intensive training, representing a major political playmaker, is now walking around freely on the ship. The Grim Reaper would not lie to you when asked why it has come, but this woman would not leak a hint of why she's here, even if starved for 3 days. What are we supposed to do? What? She had applied to join an operational squad, and it was approved? Ugh, my stomach hurts, and I want to resign from the HR department and go home. Doberman smiling at me with a look of resignation on her face. Whatever. How odd that... how that she can smile like that at a time like this. Archive File 4, 6th record. We consider ourselves lucky. Some operators, such as Scotty or Shining, don't seem to care at all about the issue. The fact that they can focus on their goals and practically ignore all the rest of the background noise is good for their work. Some others are concerned, but are just keeping silent about the matter. For example, Ansel brought up the issue several times, but decided against it each time and left after dropping off some snacks. They've struck a good balance between curiosity and their sense of responsibility, or they simply don't know anything about it. I once witnessed Kuara getting lost and ending up in front of Lazy's dorm, only to have dinner with her before being sent back to Block A. Kuara will now recount how she had 4 main dishes that night, as well as a soup, concluding that Lazy is a very nice person. End of story. Yet another type is those who had already been bound up and silenced, not even uttering a word about the matter, even if tortured. Yesterday, I caught Blaze slacking off when I was on duty, even though this time it was basically just bureaucratic busy work, and Blaze tends to use the time to get some rest and relaxation. She actually ran over to the intelligence room to go over files with the person who complains the most about her work ethic, Lazy. Amia, who was standing at the doorway, even vouched for them before apologizing to me and pushing me out. She said she still had that faint smile as she waved me goodbye. Some of us are definitely going crazy. Had I begun to suspect that it's actually me?
Having said that, this proves that in addition to gathering data, Lazy has a vested interest in maintaining amicable relationships with her targets. While it's true that she hasn't done anything yet, she also has been concealing her whereabouts from the rest of the world. At first, I interpreted her application for long-term board as a form of rhetoric. In that regard, I admit that I was in the wrong. It's just that to write this whole thing off as improving relationships is far too suspicious. How ironic. Concealment and deceit have turned into a method of expressing trust, and turning a blind eye in order to coexist together has become the new norm. Fortunately, the great powers have not turned their gaze upon Rhodes Island just yet, a neglect which has already saved us several times. Of course, if she was trying to spy on us, it would be stupid to walk in with an official state-sponsored identity. But that is precisely why we cannot rule out the possibility, and must do our best to maintain confidentiality and control the information going out. To be honest, she is very good at her job, a pity that she is not one of our operators. I can actually make some inferences about what happened to her before, and it's entirely understandable why she seems to be in a rather odd state. Perhaps now, the only proof of her true self is a tone of voice and her golden locks that flow like electricity. I believe that she is in a self-imposed exile as a result of this case. No matter where you are, there's a price to be paid for being selfless. If you fully dive into this cause, you will also give up your future. However, now that I think about it, surely the Central Judicial Office has no shortage of such personnel? I know, right? She's like, I'm not sus, I'm innocent. See, look at me with these animals, so friendly. I admire her courage and perseverance, fleeing here by herself. That would be a reason to shelter her even if she didn't pull her weight. The hardship she must endure from here on out, and the path that she must take, may yet be unknown to her still. No, I'm sure she knows full well, but simply has chosen not to act upon it. Some people believe that those who work in the judiciary have a strong moral compass, and everyone can see that on display. In Lazy's case, she readily apologizes if she is wrong, and never toots her horn when she is right. You will never be able to get someone like her to stop bowing her head. It's a part of who she is. Despite her many virtues, a glaring blemish is her attitude towards the infected. By the looks of things, this is not something that can be changed in a short time. However, just as day and night eventually blend together, I trust that day will come when she understands the plight of the infected. After all, she needs our help as well. I heard that Lazy spoke of a certain time in Yan, or a certain season, something involving the spring's first roar of thunder. The spring thunder is supposed to penetrate the darkness of the long winter. I suppose I'll look after her, provided that I don't get pissed off to all hell by those who are keenly interested in her personal belongings like haze and rope. Promotion record. What the hell is this? 4 bloody murders and 4 eras, 3 children and 3 clues, 2 clans and 2 factions, 1 master at one time, no outcomes and no consequences. Beep. What is this pretentious load of bull? I can't make sense of a single word. From the records I have in hand, I see that you two both share the same date of birth. So what, can you prove anything? Are you saying that you were convinced over this thing? Your father was the 3rd bloody murder. Tell me what you know. Everything, hurry. Spit it out. Don't try to fool me. Get to the point. Tell me everything that you know. You're the only one of the children born during the time that I have access to. Well, that promotion record is pretty ominous. I wonder what that's all about. Now, one who controls lightning. Like, it started off so nice, like, oh my goodness, Lady's so sweet, she's so kind, and then all of a sudden, what, murder? If those who enforce the law are not bound by the law, then what is the use of establishing the law? Law, 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 law.
Phew. Thank you for coming. It just happens I'm on duty today. Taihei. What is there that we cannot discuss in the Department of Discipline and Supervision's offices? So it is about Deputy Minister Yu after all. Are you truly so eager to deal with your predecessor, Deputy Minister Lin Qingyan?
This too is the Department of Discipline and Supervision Censor's responsibility. Perhaps you're being too negligent on this matter. Monitor Censor Jie Zhen.
This is precisely why I summon you two here. The Department of Discipline and Supervision monitors a variety of officials among its ranks. Though the man in question has since resigned and returned to his home, he must be held liable for the transgressions he committed during his tenure. This has much to do with the Deputy Minister Yu Cheng's fabrication of evidence during the impeachment of Lang Yi's magistrate all those years ago. And though you two have already discussed this matter for many times, we have yet to reach a conclusion. In roughly 2 hours, Deputy Minister Yu Cheng will arrive at this place. You summon him here behind my back.
Such is Taihei.
We can ill afford to wait any longer. Regardless of how this is resolved, the two of you must arrive at a conclusion in these two scant hours. If he will be brought to justice, then we three shall hear this case here in the court instead to uphold the law of Great Yan. If we instead turn a blind eye, then I ask you to keep your distance when Deputy Minister Yu arrives and let us catch up in old times. These hills are less than 20 li from the capital. The moment he enters the city, there will be no more room to turn the situation around.
Okay.
As I've always said, you truly are unreasonable.
I said this many times as well. Deputy Minister Lin Qingyan merely does what the Deputy Minister of the Central Judicial Office assistant must. 10 years ago, when Deputy Minister Yu inspected the nation's many prisons, he passed by Lang Yi and indicated the local magistrate. After a year and 3 months, the magistrate died in prison. I discovered certain discrepancies while going over the literature. 3 months ago, I visited Lang Yi and looked into the matter. The key evidence that Deputy Minister Yu used during the impeachment, such as the account book and directory of personnel, were all indeed fabricated. The evidence I have gathered is conclusive, irrefutable.
I don't mean to refute this old case, no. I just mean to ask, do you think the magistrate did not deserve his impeachment? Is it not the truth that during his years in the position, he deceived the entire institution from top to bottom, appropriating great sums of the royal court's wealth? Is it not also indisputable, nay, irrefutable, that he repeatedly misused his position and issued local decrees to levy new taxes? How long did he block the appeals of subjects demanding redress for their injustices, bribe government inspectors and officials, falsify the sentiment of the populace in his reports to the capital, causing immeasurable harm? Of the dozens of charges he was impeached upon, was there a single one that was fabricated?
They were all true.
If Deputy Minister Yu had implicated a good man, we would not be discussing the matter. The impeachment of the Lang Yi magistrate also implicated some dozen mandarins in the Lang Yi and capital governments, as well as the inspectorate. The ensuing investigations showed all were guilty as charged. The news shook the court, struck the provinces with astonishment, and improved social ethos for the better. From what I heard, letters of appreciation from the masses arrived to the Central Judicial Office and the Department of Discipline and Supervision in tall piles. From bystanders' point of view, was the impeachment somehow not satisfactory to the citizenry? Put another way, Deputy Minister Yu's actions were to the benefit of the masses, were they not? Taihei, what do you think? I agree. Furthermore, it would seem that you have misunderstood me. I never said I would not handle this matter.
By handle, you mean?
The Judicial Review Office will remove Yu Cheng's name from the Haran Pavilion. The Ministry of Revenue will confiscate his retirement, and the benefits he enjoyed after returning to his hometown will be cancelled. Furthermore, should Yu Cheng's relatives apply for official posts in the future, the court will take this into consideration. At the same time, all officials of the Ministry of Justice, the Department of Discipline and the Supervision, and the Central Judicial Office must, regardless of their rank, take his case as a warning. And if Yu Cheng is truly a treacherous villain, before we send him to prison, I will first torture him with my string. But he dedicated his entire life to his duties. He's a good official, and he's almost 70 years of age. Can we not grant him a smooth, peaceful retirement, at the very least?
You wish to keep this under wraps and minimize his punishment for such a major transgression. His crimes would go unpunished and hidden from all under heaven. How is this, the very least? Taihei, what say you?
I
You agree? Taihei, I know what kind of man you are. You always distinguish right from wrong. And you handle all official business impartially. Never have I seen you hem and haw so much. It's why you're able to become monitor censor so soon after you retire from the military. But why so hesitant this time?
You flatter me. To tell the truth, ranks and perspectives aside for the moment, I have nothing but admiration for what Deputy Minister Yu did at the time. The magistrate was infamous for his conduct. Though Liang Yi saw many challenges over his rule over the years, none prevailed before him. The magistrate kept his deeds clandestine and concealed. He was a deviously cunning man, and he had just about everyone in his pocket. If he had any other choice, Deputy Minister Yu would not have resorted to such methods. To solve the case, he put his own personal wealth and life on the line. Someone so honorable and upright, with such immense bravery, willing to brave even death. He is no less a man than my comrades on the battlefield. This is why I have no choice but to ask the two of you to make this decision. Taihei, to be frank, I admire your gentle sentiments. I too admire Deputy Minister Yu's character. Do you see the tree ahead of us?
I see the tree. The three turn at the hillside corner, abruptly opening up their view. Taihei and Jiazen follow Lin Qingyan's gaze. A bottomless cliff and a cloud haze block the way forward, but a lone, thin pine tree stands tall, tainting its surroundings with a jade color that cannot be hidden by the snow. A year ago, when I first came to the Central Judicial Office from the Tianqi Bureau, Deputy Minister Yu was my most respected predecessor. He wished to return home, and I insisted on seeing him off. He took a detour and brought me into this mountain.
No wonder you arrived much sooner than Taihei and me.
He planted the pine tree himself many years ago.
I see.
At the time, Deputy Minister Yu was still young and inexperienced. He climbed high and looked far ahead, to see nothing but clouds and mist. Suddenly, the sunlight broke through, dispersing the gloom, shining clear in heaven and earth. He thought of how he was to enter the capital, to take up his post at the Central Judicial Office. He was filled with a mix of emotions. He vowed to uphold justice for the people, to become the last line of defense for the laws of Yan, to ensure that none will be wronged. Thus, he planted a pine sapling to symbolize his determination.
Our good Deputy Mr. Yu.
Good indeed. The sapling has now grown into a tall, upright tree. Likewise, my predecessor has lived up to his aspirations from when it was planted. Yu Cheng is the most outstanding deputy minister the Central Judicial Office had had. He made countless fair judgments, and the case of Langi's magistrate is not the most difficult he had adjudicated. He erred only this once, but he did err this once.
To see a pine tree mature in such a way is a rare sight. Anyone who climbs so far to be filled with such a tree... to be faced with such a tree, standing tall, reaching for the clouds, enduring storm and wind, unbreaking, would find his heart invigorated.
She probably is. She's just in a pavilion, enjoying this.
Deputy Minister Lin Qingyan. With his tree toppled, to what degree would the enthusiasm of those climbers be dampened? It seems Monitor Censor Jiazen has a point to make. I wish to suppress this case, not only to protect Yu Cheng. Deputy Minister Qingyan, having just taken a post to the Central Judicial Office barely 1 year ago, has thoroughly examined all documents pertaining to the former Deputy Minister. Following his retirement, the former Deputy Minister was recalled and convicted. This does not suggest that the next Deputy Minister of the Central Judicial Office should investigate Yu upon his appointment. Deputy Minister Qingyan happened to come across the relevant records during the routine archival work. Indeed, but what difference does that make? You and I both know that even the purest, most innocent soul cannot withstand investigation, particularly in matters concerning civil service. Think about it. If we establish this precedent, officials of all rank will stand on edge, acting only out of concern over future investigation. It will hinder the execution of their duties. The slightest indication that one may have lost his way becomes a vulnerability. Whether colleagues or successors, one never knows when ill intention may uncover something with imprisonment the end result. If we continue down this path, would anyone dare make progress during their tenure? Deputy Minister Qingyan, the three organs of justice are not the Tianqi Bureau. We have more to weigh than righteousness alone.
Jiazen, why you change the subject? As the Deputy Minister of the Central Judicial Office, you have chosen to describe the act of forging evidence as merely losing one's way. I'm afraid I cannot agree with your position.
Oh?
You would take no action and call it an act of preservation? In my early years studying Le Fa, the Tianqi instructed me, one who controls lightning must first respect its power, lest one come to harm oneself. Among the three organs of justice, the Department of Discipline and Supervision oversees the civil service, while the Central Judicial Office reviews criminal cases. Behind every official in every case, there must be a pair of watchful eyes and a final checkpoint. And so do we require a censorate to censure the censors? Another pair of eyes behind us? There is no perfect system under heaven, and it is not possible to keep infinitely layering inspectors. And so the ones we must be inspecting first and foremost are ourselves. Otherwise, how are we to ensure that the law truly protects all the subjects of Great Yan? We all serve the three organs of justice. You may not be unaware of this principle.
Does the law not allow for compassion? It is you who is truly ruthless. Is it you who's truly ruthless, or is it the law of Yan?
It is those who enforce the law are not bound by the law. If those who enforce the law are not bound by the law, then what is the use of establishing the law?
Calm yourselves, please.
I must see this case through, and not only dispose of Yu Cheng. Back in Langi, Deputy Minister Yu lost his way and resorted to half measures. When faced with a corrupt but cunning magistrate, in pursuit of justice, this seems somewhat understandable. Whereas you or I, we may have made the same choice, but what if the future brought us a more ambiguous case? What if in the future we found ourselves with ill intent? Would it be easier to lose our way and resort to such measures in order to seize a good man in place of a bad one? Indeed, it would make the execution of ill intent that much simpler. The law of the land decides life and death. In the fulfillment of our duties, we may tolerate neither error nor deviation.
Deputy Minister Qingyan speaks with enlightening wisdom. There is no margin of error before the law. The Grand Tutor taught me as such. If my admiration for Deputy Minister Yu has brought shame to the laws of Yan, such would be a breach of my duty. Now then, Deputy Minister Yu should be arriving momentarily. Monitor Censor Jiazen, have you anything else to say? The conversation having arrived where it has, Deputy Minister Qingyan raised the case, and so the right of education naturally lies with her. I admit you speak with reason and logic, but I still ask the both of you to consider the impact that impeaching Yu Cheng may have, particularly in comparison to the impeachment of the Langi magistrate. And so, Deputy Minister, adjudicate.
What we call law is like lightning, looming over the heads and hearts of man. All that is the thunderlight. If the thunder does not strike, then Lin Qingyan cannot function as Deputy Minister of the Central Judicial Office. Under the shining sun, a sudden thunderclap startles the foul beast into swift flight, and accumulated snow on the branches collapses in a flurry. If the pine tree remains tall and gains a few more shades of green. She is very, very, very serious doing her job. At the foot of the mountain, the awaited guest steps out of his vehicle. He peers upward, unmoving for a long while. Lazy's the type who's like amazing. Okay, she's probably like super duper sweet and kind outside of work, but when she locks in, she's just all business. You could be friends, but if it's work time, nope, nope, nope. Like, sorry, not sorry. Dang, girl. I respect. All the thunderlight.
I know, right? Did she just do lightning bending? It's like never get on her bad side. In younger years, was Leifa assiduously studied, scriptures and records committed to heart. Then when called, bolts did not heed. When beckoned, bolts did not come. In teenage years, progress was devoted day and night, and began awareness words lay outside of lines. Within speech laid in invisible speech. A hand waved for arcs to spark, crackling to the ears. At 20 and 2, once daily, were chanted mnemonic and creed to satisfaction. Lightning could be drawn, thunder could be righted. Approaching 30, the way was nature. Essences mighty yet held, concealed. Dispelled was malice and rid of was evil. Unpardoned were the guilty. Spake the teacher, satisfactory. Thereupon was granted a fine pair of crystals, with limpid lightning filled, and pallid thunder coated, as though the sense it would shatter and roar. Spake the teacher, as minister of the Central Judicial Office, the ceremony is held. Now I grant thee these crystals, and thou shalt name them. Young and ambitious were thoughts, diligent and studied in creed, only wishing to command the 5 thunders, to cower the wicked. Yet sensed was the realm's boundlessness, the night endless still, 11 rolling, a need to notice all the world's difficulties. Thus she replied, all the thunderlight. Ta-da! Now out of today's people, the one who interests me the most was 9-Color Deer. Cause oh! I didn't expect her to be such a sweetheart. All she wanted to do was just love everyone and make them healthy. Like, dang. So cute, so sweet. Like, oh. I want to know what some of the other Originium skills are like. Cause lightning martial arts is terrifying. What other ones do they have? I'm imagining just a bunch of other elements. So yo, a firebending one would be kind of cool too. I think it's nice to spread them out equally though. For today, for Tuesday, I think Tuesday anyways. I gotta just confirm with Gunther when we're doing Monster Hunter. Because I think Monster Hunter was supposed to be on Monday, but I just gotta make sure. So if that is true, then Tuesday would be the day for Green Buds, Zuole, Saga, and Lin. Because I think, it'd be good to keep them all together. Oh, she has a record but unreleased yet? Until the event is out? Interesting. Well, that's gonna be interesting later on. Oh my. I wonder how the next batch is gonna be next time. Like, of course Saga's gonna be there. She's just wandering everywhere. Same for Zuole. He's just working. Or maybe he's not working right now. He could just be on his time off for now again. And if Wan Qing's there, of course Greenbud's gonna be there. And Lin. Lin is just Lin. She do what she want. That's gonna be fun for later on. So woohoo, getting to today's records. For next time, the one I'm most interested in is actually Saga. Like, she's just an entertaining wanderer. It'll be nice seeing her again. So I feel pretty good. I just gotta confirm. Just to make sure when Monster Hunter is. I'll do that right now. So with that being said, thank you everyone for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Epic gacha luck. Oh man, for the involvement of Blaze for the event? At this point, I'm not sure. Cause she seems like the most out of place there, but then again, I wonder if we'll find out more about Dad. Cause oh gosh. Like, what happened to Daddy? But if Brother Yu's supposed to be a chef, I can't imagine how that's gonna turn out. Cause it seems like he might have a more wholesome story just because food. But I guess we'll see next week. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Woohoo! Oh gosh, I gotta finish my weeklies. I'm so bad. Yeah, you know, I'll set up my autoplays for my weeklies too. I can do that real quick also before... hop off. Twitch account. Boop. Mine. Boop. I need more funds. I was bad. I summoned on that one banner. Because I wanted to guarantee 6-star that I don't have. I was weak. I was foolish. And now I will suffer the consequences of my actions.